In light of the ongoing disaster and tragedy in the Southern Appalachians, today I wanted to talk about what is truly one of the most beautiful areas in all of the United States. Now, I can't even begin to imagine what the people who live in the area are going through, but it's an area that I'm very familiar with, and I know that it's resilient and will come back stronger than ever. With that being said, today I want to talk about one of the crown jewels of the Southern Appalachians, Mount Mitchell. Mount Mitchell is located in western North Carolina, just northeast of the city of Asheville. Standing at an elevation of 6,684 feet, not only is Mount Mitchell the highest point in the state of North Carolina, but it's also the highest point in the entire 2,000-mile-long Appalachian Mountains, or Appalachian for my southern viewers. Going a step further, Mount Mitchell is the highest point in the United States east of the Mississippi River, and it's even the highest point in all of eastern North America south of the Arctic Cordillera. Now, because it's higher than any other mountain in the eastern United States, Mount Mitchell is also one of the most isolated mountains in the world. If you aren't familiar, topographic isolation is simply a measure of how far away a mountain is from a higher mountain. In the case of Mount Mitchell, the nearest higher mountain is a small rise called Lone Butte in southeastern Colorado, 1,189 miles away. This makes Mount Mitchell the 31st most isolated mountain in the entire world, the 4th most isolated mountain in all of North America, and the 2nd most isolated in the contiguous United States, behind only Mount Whitney in California. One fact that I think is interesting and kind of funny to think about is that Mount Mitchell was the highest mountain in the United States until 1803, and it was the most isolated mountain in the country until 1848. But even beyond all these superlatives, Mount Mitchell is just a beautiful mountain located in a beautiful part of the country, and it's been an important landmark to people in the region for centuries. The Cherokee were some of the first people to live in the region, and they called the mountain Atacalla. The mountain was first called Black Dome by European American settlers, but was later renamed to Mount Mitchell in the mid-1800s in honor of a professor at the University of North Carolina. Now, until the early 1900s, Mount Mitchell and the surrounding Black Mountains were a wild and remote place that were little touched by human civilization. However, at the start of the 20th century, extensive human settlement and logging came to the region, threatening Mount Mitchell. In order to protect this beautiful landscape, the then governor of North Carolina convinced the state to buy Mount Mitchell. And in 1915, the mountain became not only the first state park in North Carolina, but the first state park in all of the southeastern United States. Ever since, the summit of Mount Mitchell